Hello, and welcome to the John Lewis Memory School. Today, we are going to unlock the secrets to an absolutely incredible memory, all thanks to the wisdom of memory grandmaster John Lewis and his 10 memory commandments. This isn't just about remembering a few facts. No, this is about completely transforming the way you learn and hold on to information for the rest of your life. Okay, you ready? Let's dive in. Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a room, stopped, and just had absolutely no idea why you went in there in the first place? Or maybe you've had that frantic, heart-pounding 10 minutes searching for the keys that were literally just in your hand? Yeah, I see you nodding along. Look, you are definitely not alone. It's a universal frustration. But here's the really good news. Your memory isn't set in stone. It's not some fixed thing you're stuck with. There is a solution, and there are real, practical steps you can take to build a sharper, more reliable memory. And this is where the legendary memory grandmaster John Lewis comes in. He starts us off with this powerful idea. Cherish your memory, for it is a gift of immeasurable value. See, it's not just a tool for remembering grocery lists, it's a precious gift. And today, we're going to learn exactly how to cherish and strengthen that gift with his 10 memory commandments.
Okay, first things first, we have to start with the foundation. Think of these first 4 commandments as the essential pillars you need to build what memory experts call a memory palace, a powerful, structured fortress in your mind for storing anything you want.
Commandment number 1 is simple, but it's everything. Focus. And this analogy is just perfect. A wandering mind is like a sieve. You can pour all the information you want into it, but it just flows right through, retaining nothing. To actually form a memory, you have to be right here, in the present moment, giving your undivided attention. It sounds easy, but in our crazy, multitasking world, this is a skill we have to consciously practice. Next up, Commandment 2, repetition. Now, this isn't about mindlessly repeating things over and over. It's about intentionally strengthening the neural pathways in your brain. Think of it like this. You're trying to forge a path through a dense forest. The first time is tough, but the more you walk that same path, the clearer and easier it gets to follow. Every single time you review something, you're paving that mental road, making it a superhighway for recall. Commandment number 3 is connection. You see, your brain doesn't just store information in isolated little boxes. It's a giant, interconnected web. Information is so much easier to remember when it's hooked onto something you already know. So from now on, whenever you learn something new, ask yourself, what does this remind me of? How does this connect to my own experience? You got to build those mental bridges. And the final piece of our foundation is Commandment 4, organization. I mean, just imagine trying to find one specific book in a massive library where all the books are just thrown in the giant pile. It'd be impossible, right? Well, your mind is no different. When you categorize and structure what you're learning, you're creating this beautiful, fertile soil where memories can be planted, grow strong, and be picked whenever you need them.
All right, we've laid the foundation. Now it's time for the really fun part. Let's bring that memory to life. These next commandments are all about active, creative techniques that turn learning from something passive into a totally unforgettable experience.
Oh, this one is a game changer. Commandment 5 is visualization. Our brains are visual powerhouses. We think in pictures. So take something abstract, like a name, a date, or a scientific concept, and turn it into a vivid, crazy, colorful picture in your mind. And here's the secret. The weirder and more absurd the image, the better it's gonna stick. This is where you can get really creative and have some fun with it.
Okay, this might be my absolute favorite. Commandment 6, engage your senses. Don't just read about something, live it. If you're learning about, say, ancient Rome, don't just see the Colosseum in your mind. Hear the roar of the crowd, smell the dust in the air, feel the hot sun on your skin. When you immerse your whole self in an idea, using sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, you create memories that are so deep and rich, they're practically tattooed on your brain. So, we've talked about the mental frameworks and the active techniques, but what about the bigger picture? Let's zoom out. These next 3 commandments are all about creating a lifestyle that nourishes your mind and supports peak brain health.
Commandment 7 is so simple, but so many of us ignore it. Sleep. And look, this is totally non-negotiable. Sleep isn't just your brain shutting off. It's when the night crew comes on. It's an active process where your brain gets to work consolidating all the memories from the day, filing them away properly, and strengthening everything you learned. It is the ultimate save button for your memory.
Next up, we have to talk about the villains in this story. Commandment 8. Manage your stress. Seriously, anxiety and worry are the arch enemies of a good memory. When you're stressed, your brain goes into survival mode, fight or flight, and the last thing it's concerned with is forming new detailed memories. So, cultivating inner peace, through whatever works for you, that makes your mind receptive and ready to learn. And that leads us perfectly into number 9, nourish your body and mind. It really is that simple. A healthy mind lives in a healthy body. Fuel your brain with good food, get your body moving with exercise, and just as importantly, keep your mind stimulated. Do puzzles, pick up a new hobby, learn an instrument. It all feeds your brain.
Okay, we are here, the final commandment, the final key that really ties everything together and unleashes your full power. And right after this, we're going to do a super quick recap to make sure all of this is locked in.
And here it is, the one that makes all the others work. Commandment 10, trust. Your memory. This might just be the most powerful commandment of all. If you walk around all day telling yourself, oh, I have such a bad memory, guess what? You're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Doubt is a giant wall. You have to start believing in your mind's incredible natural ability. That positive mindset, that trust, is the key that unlocks its true amazing potential. All right, you ready? Time for a rapid-fire recap to see what's stuck. First question, what are the 2 big, bad enemies of memory we talked about? Think about it.
You got it. Anxiety and worry. Remember, a calm mind is a receptive mind. Keep those enemies at bay.
Perfect. Okay, next one. What's that magic key that unlocks the big, heavy door to long-term memory?
Repetition. Exactly. Practice, practice, practice. That's how you build those mental superhighways. Awesome.
And that's it. A massive thank you is in order. First to the memory grandmaster himself, John Lewis, for these incredible, life-changing techniques. And of course, a huge thank you to you for joining our class today at the Memory School.
But listen, knowing this stuff is one thing. Doing it is everything. So here's my question for you. Out of all 10 of these amazing commandments, which one are you going to start putting into practice today? Which one resonated with you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. Let's make a commitment together. Thanks for being here.